Well, y'all, turns out we called this one. It was exactly what you thought it was going to be. The liberals are losing their minds, breaking their ankles, running to the nearest cameras to decry, what is it? Oil. Yeah, Trump, orange man, bad. It's exactly as we predicted earlier today, only with an added little caveat. I did not foresee some of the things that I'm about to show you because we have got protests that are funded by the CCP. We got communist protests with communist flags. We got No Kings rallies. We got everything in this episode, and you're going to love every second of it because, honest to God, watching the left be convinced to go and defend extreme murderous, election-stealing sociopaths, also known as socialists, is really a thing to behold. Oh man, we've got compilations, we've got everything for you guys on this one. So, as you get in here, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on. Of course, you got to get that chats, emojis, and comments game ready because I don't know how I'm going to do this in 45 minutes, but we are going to try our damnedest because I owe you an amazing experience every single live stream, and I hope I deliver that. Let me know with planes, comments, chats, emojis, all of those things, and share this out because there are people that need hope and joy in their lives. And I try to deliver that. All right, listen, you can follow me on X at Braden Langley. I've already got the comments and chats and pin thing up there, so we're just going to let it rip. Okay, the early bird gets the worm. In this case, the early viewer gets the worm. So you guys get the opening appetizer, the thing that really gets us going. We got a compilation I'm going to show you in a second, but first, I just want to show you something. You know, it's weird. Sarcasm switch on. It's so weird because the left assured me, I had assurances, that Donald Trump was an absolute buffoon. He was owned by Russia, and oh my God, it was so obvious that everything he does is driven by stupidity and lust and money. I mean, man, wait a minute. Russian billionaire Oleg Deripaska warns that after controlling Venezuela's reserves, the U.S. could completely crush the economy of Russia. The U.S. could theoretically possess a plurality of the world's oil reserves while being allied with Saudi Arabia. Wow, that sounds like strategic use and control of resources. That doesn't sound like an absolute moron, but I'm sure we didn't even think about that. I'm sure it was just coincidental because he wanted to give his oil buddies some monies. Don't worry, that's coming up. We call that one real hard. But yeah, that's just, for a buffoon, he sure does stumbling into some impressive strategic advantages, doesn't he? I'm sure that's not going to happen. All right, let's get into this compilation. Listen, I'm just going to read this, and you guys know where my brain's going to be on this one. New. White women on TikTok are fuming following the United States attack on Venezuela, while Venezuelans rejoice. The women say they are shook by how the United States military abducted a president of a sovereign country. We're going to cover that in a second. Venezuelans clearly feel different. Now, this is a compilation between liberal white women in the United States and then Venezuelans who don't have Maduro anymore. All right, watch this. Here we go. Let's just get it. If you guys got here early, you get the treat. Take it away, white lady on TikTok.
Going into another country with enough firepower to take their president and then saying you're going to charge their president with criminal charges in our country is such an insane breach of sovereignty. I'm like so shook.
Yeah, just a quick question. Just so we're all aligned in 2026, we know we're not the good guys, right?
Okay, well, if you're not a bot, which you might be, I don't even care. Do you know what happens when the United States starts bombing and invading a sovereign country?
To be more clear, the United States...
Okay, I gotta pause it for a second. I'm sorry. I'm gonna be a little insensitive, and I apologize. Let me know if the chats and the comments if I'm forgiven about this one. Do they is there like a standard mold? Is there like a physical model that they pour in liberalism and out pops middle-aged Karen? Like, why do they all look exactly the same? Like, seriously, what is that about? please enlighten me, because a lot of them look very similar. Not like this old guy, but that's different. But a lot of them really look alike. I don't know if it's like a vibe, if it's like a culture, if it's yoga pants meets like green tea latte. I don't know what it is, but something makes them look a lot alike. I'm just saying. All right, I got some super chats to get over here. This is going to be a good one. All right, with a $1 super chat, something Meyer. I got the message retracted, so sorry, I can't read that one. All right, let's keep on going, guys. Maybe the First Lady should advocate for an armed population, says EHEF with a $5 super chat. Abso-freaking-lutely she should. And God bless for the people serving in the armed forces. Abso-freaking-lutely with a $1.99 Mike U. Thank you very much for the super chats, guys. The comments, the emojis, the commentary, everything about it makes the show amazing. Get you guys involved, so please do that. Let's get back to this guy with a really close-up face shot.
Bombed Venezuela and then abducted their president and his wife.
Be honest. Who's secretly rooting for Venezuela and Iran?
Donald Trump, yo sé que posiblemente tú no vayas a ver este video. Yo lo sé, lo tengo claro. Pero coño, no nos puedes quitar el privilegio de mostrarnos una foto de ese coño de su madre tras las rejas, ¿vale? Por favor, te lo pedimos. Hoy es el mejor día de nuestras vidas para todos esos venezolanos. Dios mío, hoy es un día bendecido que nunca vamos a olvidar.
Yo creo que nadie que entiende la emoción. Pero desde mis 7 años me tocó vivir en un país donde me arrebataron mi infancia, me arrebataron todo.
Dicen que si tienen a Maduro. Salió Delcy diciendo...
All right, you guys get the idea, okay? While the liberals are lining up immediately, breaking their ankles to try and go down to, find a way that this is Donald Trump's being evil, the Venezuelans are over there partying. Okay, let's just keep going, because one thing that I told you was going to happen, I said it, and I'm going to stick my flag in this one. I said it this morning on a live stream, so there was no editing. Like, it was real. You can check it out. I told you that they were going to go all after that oil, right? Yeah, Insert the lefties. This is the lefty warning. And then I'm going to show you them going after the oil. And I quote, and let me hear you if you agree with this. This is a Democrat. Listen to this. This is important, okay? They're not going to listen to him, but still. I urge my fellow Democrats, especially those in the House and Senate who still give a damn about national security, to wake up. Stop attacking Trump just because he's Trump or a Republican. Capturing Maduro and hauling him there like a criminal is American strength. Scaring the hell out of dictators like Khomeini and warning there will be consequences for murdering protesters is a good thing. This isolationist brain rot is killing us. Support assertive pro-American foreign policy. I'm a Democrat, and I'm telling Democrats to stop whining and stop being reflexively weak and start leading, or you're going to be on the wrong side of history and lose a lot of people. They're already on the wrong side of history, and they've already lost a lot of people. But thank you for your input, Mr. Democrat, because this is what they're doing. That's the setup, and we've arrived. This is a sitting senator. Super chat from David Savage with a $10 super chat said, your surprise live stream earlier today was fire. Thank you, David. I aim to bring fire, even napalm, occasionally, every single time. All right, listen, we're going to get into this because I got to read you I swear to you, no one told me this. The lefties don't talk to me. They don't like me. You should see when they get in my chat. You guys take care of that. But seriously, they get spicy. Watch this. Told you they were going to do this. This is from Chris Van Hollen. The statement on Trump strikes in Venezuela. This is a Democrat senator. The American people did not ask for this act of war to bring about regime change in Venezuela, nor did Congress authorize it. More on that in a second. President Trump has put our troops in harm's way. I mean, not one casualty, by the way. Not one. And he has not provided a clear fact-based rationale for these actions, nor the long-term strategy following these strikes. This administration owes the American people and Congress immediate answers. The act of war is a grave abuse of power by the president. They're going to try to impeach him on it. The Trump administration is repeating the worst mistakes of our past and endangering American lives, and their motive for doing so is a farce. Trump seized Maduro and his wife just weeks after he pardoned former Honduran president and notorious convicted drug kingpin Juan Orlando Hernandez. Maduro is a dictator. This is the best part in the world. Guys, if you don't speak liberal lefty, I got you. I am on the daily decoding these people for you. This is literally how they operate. Maduro is a dictator, but his regime did not pose the immediate threat necessary to warrant U.S. military action on foreign soil without congressional approval. They are trying to thread a needle, and I'm going to show you what they're doing in a second, because I don't even think we can get all these tabs. They're trying to thread a needle, and that needle that they're trying to thread is they're trying to do the political analysis of, well, we got to say something bad against Trump, but we also can't go too in favor of a, sociopathic, socialist, murderer, election-stealing tyrant or dictator. So we got to find a way to get in that to thread the needle. So that's what they do. Maduro is absolutely bad. He is awful, horrible. Wait till the clips show up, which I'm going to show you in a second. But you know the old adage about but? If you're younger, I'm going to give you a free tidbit in life. Usually when someone says a full sentence and they throw the word but in there, everything before the but is not where they feel. Everything after the but is how they feel. Pro tip. That's honest to God reality. Let's continue though. But his regime did not pose the immediate threat necessary to warrant U.S. military action on foreign soil without congressional approval. Wait till Obama and I bring you that up. This is not about demolishing a dictatorship, as we've seen Trump cozy up to dictators around the world, literally just arrested one through military intervention. Ed, no, it's not about arresting dictators. He just arrested a dictator. What the hell are you talking about? This is about trying to grab Venezuela's oil for Trump's billionaire buddies. There it is. Congress must not abdicate its constitutional authority and allow control of the world's most powerful military to fall into just one set of hands. What the actual hell are you talking about? And there's the oil tie-in right there. It's not just that. I mean, it's going to happen. But remember that name, Chris Van Hollen. And if you're getting in here, it's just now getting spicy. You still have time to hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and turn the notification bell on. Because we are just going to go hard starting right now. I showed this on a midday show. This is CNN saying the quiet part out loud of, sometimes when you're the biggest kid on the block and you got the biggest stick, all the other bullies are kind of going to go, maybe I'm not going to, Yeah, watch CNN come to that realization right now.
Tell me how this news is being received in Iran. How's it being received in Russia? How's it being received in China?
All three, predictably, will deplore this kind of activity publicly. Privately, they will be impressed with the military capability here. I would argue none of those three militaries could have executed an operation like this. And again, we tend to just breeze by this. But the idea of finding, fixing, kidnapping, taking him out alive with his wife, no casualties on the side of the U.S., that's an extraordinary military operation. So I think while there will be a lot of public condemnation of the United States, predictably from those three nations, privately they'll be saying to themselves, that's a very capable military. That's not a bad thought to pop up in Beijing, Moscow, and Tehran these days.
When CNN has to say it, it's not a bad thought to pop up in Tehran, Beijing, and whatever the other one he said. I can't remember the other one he said. I'm going to be honest with you. Let's frickin' go. And hat tip to all the military, because you guys know I love the military. The military is my vibe. It is one of my things. I will always stand up and support the military. That is one of my core tenets in life. But how perfect was this? The answer is perfect. Anyway, let's keep on going. That's just a little hat tip to the military, because I love me some military. Anyway, here we go. Back to the main juxtaposition that I offer you in this live stream. We are approaching 2,000 people in this live stream, guys. Make sure you are sending this out to everyone who you think needs some hope, love, and patriotism in this amazing operation to save the country. Thank you. All right, here's what's happening right now with Venezuelans. Yeah. It's a lot of happy. So you obviously get the idea. There's not a lack of happy, okay? Now, I want to bring you back to something that I just showed you. Again, if you're not familiar with these live streams, I always introduce all the topics in a way to bring you to the point that we're trying to deliver, okay? I showed you earlier on the Democrat warning other Democrats they're going to be on the wrong side of history on some stuff. Well, when you have the population celebrating the fall of a socialist dictator literally, like you're seeing right now in Venezuela, in Miami, all the different Venezuelan population centers, and then you go on CNN and you do this, the contrast is remarkable. Because I'm about to show you one of the progressive leaders in Congress, Pramila Jayapal, defending the narco-terrorist. Good rule in politics. Pro tip, free one for the lefties. Don't defend narco-terrorist kingpins in charge of an entire country where they stole the election and they're murdering the population just to get Trump. Not good. Anyway, they're not going to listen to me. I don't care. I'll give them free gold and they won't take it. Watch this.
Ali, it was a stunning press conference. And let's just start with the fact that this was an illegal, unconstitutional regime change effort that had no authorization from Congress, no notification even before it started, and puts us all in grave danger.
Okay, come here. We're going to have a moment. I'm going to say something. This particularly resonates with my 2A audience. The progressives preaching to me and to you and to both of us about constitutionality, the constitutional bounds, and overstepping constitutionality is a little rich. Why don't you sit back down there and stay in your sweet spot where you can talk about wealth redistribution, wealth income inequality, guaranteeing equity outcomes, not equity of opportunity. You just sit in the social sphere and we'll leave the infringing of constitutions to people who actually understand it, because these people don't. I'm just going to say it. Anyway, let's keep on going. God, when lefties and progressives go down the road of it's not constitutional, funny. All right, let's keep on going, because apparently this is what they want to do. They want to give this kind of contrast. All right, let's keep on going. I got another one for you. How about another progressive? Oh my goodness, Congressman Greg Cesar. Greg, what do you have to say to the people of Langley Outdoors tonight? Talk to me, Greg. Let's get it. I'm sure it's insightful and there's nothing wrong at all. Guys, the comments, the chats, the emojis make the stream go out. We are coming up on 2,500. Keep it going. Let's get it, Greg.
Donald Trump has escalated his illegal and dangerous war with Venezuela by bombing the country and taking its president. But under the Constitution, Congress can actually put a stop to this. That's why I'm demanding that we take a vote on a war powers resolution. And if all Democrats stick together and a few Republicans find a spine, we can put an end to this and not put young Americans and troops needlessly at risk in another potentially endless war.
Zero.
Donald Trump says he doesn't like mass migration. Well, then why is he going and instigating regime change in a Latin American country? Invading countries in Latin America has always caused more mass displacement and mass migration. Donald Trump says he wants to put Americans first, but he says there isn't enough money for our health care, but there is enough money for a war with Venezuela. Donald Trump says he wants peace. Why does he keep on starting wars then?
All right. There's an old movie with Sean Connery in it, and some of you guys might remember it. You might have seen it. You might not. It's called First Night. And one of the lines that Sean Connery delivers as King Arthur is, "There's a peace only to be found on the other side of war." That's pretty good, right? But legitimately, yes, sometimes you just got to punch a bully in the nose. And by the way, Obama used 2,600 bombs for 7 months in 7 different countries and didn't say shit on the media. So we're going to get to that in a second. But anyway, I don't know what it is, unrelated. Why the liberals and the leftists cannot find a male with something like some sort of bass in his voice. It is like asinine. Goodness, if they can grow a beard, they're like good. Oh, you guys like the decent Connery? Okay, thank you. All right, let's keep on going. Again with the contrast. This is everything. Okay, watch this. They have now formed liberal protest out of the U.S. Embassy in London. Like, I give a shit. Okay, I'm going to start getting spicy here in a second. Watch this. This is outside of London because, everyone cares. Teas and crumpets in protest.
For the self-determination of the Venezuelan people, they will do the same to anyone who dares to challenge the imperialist interests, the interests of the state.
So, do I need to say it about Britain and imperialism? Do we need to? The sun never sets on the British Empire. Any history reference? Any history buffs? Anybody? From the kings of imperialism? Are you freaking kidding me? We were part of your imperialism until we gave you one of these. Kicked your butts right back across the Atlantic. But anyway, let's keep on going. 1776, and I don't give a crap what the British think about anything that we do. Anyway, man, I'm getting all spicy. Oh, look, we got another one in Greece. This one's in Athens, and they're burning American flag. That'll teach us. Watch this. Communist flag, burning American flags. Man, who would have seen that coming? Man. Oh, look, more commies. Huh. So you can literally see what's happening, guys. That you have to understand the contrast in optics is pathetic. On one side, the Venezuelans are dancing around in the streets because their socialist dictator's gone. On the other side, the liberals are saying that it's a bad thing and Maduro's okay. He's sure he's a tyrant, he's bad. But, I mean, like, oh my goodness, like Donald Trump, though. And then people in socialist democracies across Europe are like, that's bad. I don't care. I don't care what you think at all. But anyway, let's keep on going. Again, I'm going to keep you on going, breadcrumbs all the way through this. Come on. Let's go. Here's another one. This one is in New York City. Look at this. Man, they are getting organized so quickly, by the way. Another story is coming on that. Another video will probably be tomorrow about where the $20 million is coming from. But, yeah. You get the idea. I'm angry. Who isn't angry? Down, down. Up with liberation. Down, down with deportation. Blood for oil. You know, the regular. The regular. Nothing too crazy. But you guys get the idea, though. Right? Because you guys get the idea. Blood for oil, down, up with liberation, down with deportation. You know, all those things. It's like the new hey, hey, ho, ho. Here's one more. I'm not going to play this one because you guys get the idea. The still image there works really well. Communists are upset! I don't care. Again, I share this number with the operation today with how many craps I give about what communists think. Don't care at all. That's the same number of Americans we lost when we kicked the entire Venezuelan army's ass. Don't care. All right, let's keep on going. This, I believe, is the break moment. This is the moment where we start to get everything coinciding. All of it has led us up to this moment, guys, because now the internet is going to prove vengeance against all these pesky Democrats who've said things in the past, because the internet never forgets. Yeah, you remember Chris Van Hollen, that guy we opened up the episode with the very mean letter about how it's all about oil and everything's bad and Maduro probably shouldn't be, arrested or anything like that? Yeah, I'm going to show you the foundation of what the charges are and why they did it from the Secretary of State, Rubio. And then I'm going to show you some other very interesting things. It's so weird how the internet just doesn't forget. So if you're here for now, make sure you've got the popcorn ready. You've got your beverage. You have buckled in. Everything is ready to explore this moment because it's coming and it's coming fast. I need the comments, the chats, and the emojis on this because, again, the internet machine strikes yet again. I tell you what, these politicians just will never learn. All right, let's get into this. Here is Secretary of State Marco Rubio. I want to show you what he says the reasoning for, and it's very interesting when he actually says it and you go, well, hot damn, that actually makes sense. Watch this.
Than the following points. Nicolas Maduro was indicted in 2020 in the United States. He is not the legitimate president of Venezuela. That's not just us saying it. The first Trump administration, the Biden administration, the second Trump administration, none of those three recognized him. He's not recognized by the European Union and multiple countries around the world. He is a fugitive of American justice with a $50 million reward, which I guess we saved $50 million. And
all right, so I want to highlight those points really quickly, and then we're going to get into all the debunking of the liberals with liberals, because nothing beats debunking liberals than with liberals, especially if you get the bonus points of it being them actually doing it. So that's weird. The Trump administration, the Biden administration, the Trump administration don't recognize Nicolas Maduro as the legitimate leader of Venezuela. It's weird. and the EU doesn't, and several other nations around the world don't. So that would mean that he's not the legitimate leader of Venezuela, right? Because, I mean, if he's not recognized, then that would just mean he's not that. Interesting how that works, isn't it? I'm going to let Marco Rubio keep going here, and then we're going to bring this all back, and then the history will strike like the Americans this morning with 150 planes and 0 casualties and complete and total domination with an hour and a half. All right, let's go.
Should make sure.
Yeah, exactly. But
Don't let anybody claim it. Nobody deserves it but us.
But I want to be clear about one thing. Nicolas Maduro had multiple opportunities to avoid this. He was provided multiple very, very, very generous offers and chose instead to act like a wild man, chose instead to play around. And the result is what we saw tonight. The other message here is the following. You have a guy, like many people around the world, they like to play games. You have a guy who decides he's going to invite Iran into his country, is going to, do the confiscation of American oil companies, is going to flood our country with gang members, is going to take Americans prisoner and try to hold them for hostage and trade them like he was able to do with the Biden administration. Basically likes to play games all this time and thinks nothing's going to happen. And I hope what people now understand is that we have a president. The 47th president of the United States is not a game player. When he tells you that he's going to do something, when tells you he's going to address a problem, he means it. He actions it. I can tell you, I've watched this process now for 14, 15 years, been around it. Everybody talks. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. When I get there, we're going to do this. We're going to take. This is a president of action.
All right. So, sorry about the audio. These video clips, sometimes on X, they go up and down depending on the uploader's audio. That's not our audio. It didn't change, and the clips just did. But thank you for the feedback. I always fix it in real time. Okay. So he said something really important, and this is the magic behind Donald Trump's appeal to everyone. This is why people like him. It doesn't matter what he says. It doesn't matter how mean he is. It doesn't matter how mean his tweets are. It doesn't matter how coarse he is. What matters is getting stuff done, which is why when you feel like something is getting done, he's incredibly popular. And when you feel like something's not getting done, he slips in popularity. That is literally it. We put a doer in place, go do thing. You're not doing thing, I'm unhappy. Start doing thing, I get happy. You're literally looking at it in polling. You're looking at it in pricing, you're looking at everything. That's what's happening. The dude is of an action-oriented nature. That's what everyone voted for. That's what everyone understands. That's why everyone likes him. That's what you're looking at. Because everyone else is mealy-mouthed politician, all talk, no game. Yeah, it's reversed now. In fact, it's all game and a little too much talk, in my opinion. But for the love of God, I don't care. Anyway, let's keep on going. Now, we have gotten to the point where history, that way back when machine, is going to kick these guys right in the teeth. All right, 3,300 people in here. Thank you guys for tuning in. Of course, if you are new, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, turn the notification bell on, bringing you content on the daily with the best, dang it, I would have been really good if I'd landed that. The best content that I can possibly bring for you, the best analysis that I can bring up. And I hope you guys like it. So let me know in the comments, the chats, and the emojis. Let's keep it going. We've got a country to save. Here's CNN. This is what you're going to hear from Circleback Saki. You're going to hear from all the who's who on CNN from 2019 about something about Maduro. You know what? Let's get it. Let's just see if this comes back from the Wayback Machine. Watch this.
Even in Latin America, the same pattern. While U.S. public support for Venezuela's self-declared interim president Juan Guaido seems to have diminished, strongman Nicolas Maduro is still in power as Russia's support for him remains steadfast, sending a clear message to the world of America in retreat and Vladimir Putin filling the void. And it's remarkable because Vladimir Putin isn't even that popular here in Russia right now because of the bad economic situation and a botched pension reform. So these foreign policy gifts that he keeps getting from President Trump not only make him stronger abroad, but also help keep him in power here in Russia as well, Brianna.
All right, Fred, thank you so much for that report.
All right, so before we get back to Brianna back in 2019, which, by the way, to her credit, she looks the same. I mean, good on her. Anyway, we're about to see Circleback Saki, but you have to understand the bottom underlying principle. Maduro is still in power because Trump is Putin's puppet. That's the principle of this CNN segment. Turns out that the reason Maduro was able to cheat the election and stay in power, which is very bad, because he's a socialist dictator who stole elections, according to CNN in 2019. And the panel's about to break down, and it's simply he's allowed to stay, and it's bad for America because Donald Trump is owned by Putin. Remember all this? Russia, Russia, Russia? That whole thing? Yeah, let's keep going. Here comes Circleback. Get ready. Haven't seen her in a minute.
Okay, so, one of the arguments the president makes is that these places are thousands of miles away. the U.S. doesn't need to involve itself. And hey, if Russia's going to get involved, so be it.
Part of what President Putin's been doing is looking for spots in the world where there is a leadership vacuum and an opening to have influence.
Everyone who knows anything about foreign policy tells you that there's an impact when a global power like the United States is led by someone who actively says we need to pull back. We don't need to be defending these people. Where were they, in the Peloponnesian Wars, whatever.
But I think we underestimate the damage that Russia can do just by sowing chaos and by supporting authoritarians. We've seen this in Europe. So that it's not a China-type competitor, but the world can get a heck of a lot more dangerous if Russia helps authoritarianism, doesn't mind the spread of weapons of mass destruction, nuclear weapons.
Russia's free press.
Russia's free press shows other authoritarians how to do this.
Why is he so susceptible to this kind of message coming from Putin?
I mean, he likes authoritarian thugs. He responds to them. They probably know how to manage him and flatter him. There is an element whenever any leader of state or even high-level diplomatic officials meeting with another country where they are flattering you and they're trying to kind of get you on good terms. Trump is very susceptible to that. And I think
he's very susceptible to thugs. I mean, like socialist dictators of countries like Venezuela, he's very susceptible. I mean, it's so bad that he's not taking that guy out and doing something in Venezuela where the election was stolen. I mean, 2019 CNN was kind of based. And then it turns out that, Trump didn't do anything because he likes being flattered by Putin and Maduro. He's really manipulated because he is an idiot. Fast forward to now, and Donald Trump literally just announced that they got Maduro in New York. He's visiting for a moment. Probably will be staying for a while, most likely, because of all the crimes and the indictments. And by the way, he's not identified and recognized as a legitimate leader of that country. So it's amazing to me that CNN all of a sudden finds it egregiously bad that what they were advocating for 6 years ago is now very, very bad. It's amazing how the internet works, isn't it? All right, let's keep on going, guys. Who didn't miss Circleback Psaki? I mean, goodness gracious. I love me some Jen Psaki. Like I need a hole in the head. But anyway, oh my God, guys, this is the fun part. Chris Murphy has made an appearance. Bringing in the gun control senator extraordinaire. That is this guy's main bailiwick. However, he might be regretting this interview on MSNBC in 2024 when he was talking about Maduro and how something must be done about Maduro. This is weird how the internet does this, guys. Let me hear you in the comments, the chats, the emojis. I want to see some planes if I'm landing it. If not, just some great emoji action would be awesome. Hold on a second. I got some super chats I got to connect with. Mr. Woody Rawl, $2 super chat. Thank you very much. And JR Gravity, $10 super chat. Keep up the good work, Braden. Always good info. I appreciate that, and everything is always linked in the description box. I always bring the receipts. All right, Chris Murphy, take it away. We got work to do, and you are going to help our cause to save this country by undermining all the Democrats in your ilk. Watch this.
So over the past decade, Nicolas Maduro, the brutal dictator of Venezuela, has presided over a stunning collapse of the Venezuelan economy that has caused nearly 8 million Venezuelans to leave that country, most of which destined for the United States. Part of the reason why we saw 10,000 people showing up at the border every day last year, a number that the United States just can't handle with current resources because of the meltdown of the Venezuelan economy. And so it's no surprise that in the election that was held this week, Maduro clearly lost. The briefings that I've received today suggest that Maduro not only lost, he probably...
Wait a minute. Does that mean he's an election denier? Hold on a second. No, I'll ponder that. Let's let him keep going, because I think that's election denial. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's a threat to democracy.
Lost in a landslide and is attempting as we speak to steal the election. If he's successful, not only will Venezuela continue to spiral into political and economic chaos, but you will see more people come to the southern border. Maduro is now in a corner. We're working with our allies and our partners in the region to try to force him to accept the results of this election.
Man, that internet sucks, doesn't it? I tell you what, I'm going to do a lot of these videos. There's a lot more out here. But man, I tell you what, when your rhetoric expires and Trump does the old Uno reverse card on you, then you look like a real dickhead. I mean, you hate to see it. You do. You hate to see it. I'm being a little more crass in this episode because it's a little bit more appropriate for funny moments. But honest to goodness, that is... Man, Man, yeah, hate to see it. All right, we're going to keep on going, people. We've got even more. I'm loving the emojis, the chats, and the comments. You guys are giving me life over here, and I appreciate your engagement in the show. It makes it so much better. Oh, my God. Who is this stunning silver fox on the right of the screen? Not the lurch-looking guy on the left. The stunning guy on the right. Look at that guy. Man, that is Mr. Chris Van Hollen. That is the senator that I opened this episode with when I was telling you about how evil it was for oil and knocking out Maduro because, Maduro's, good. Yeah, it's weird how the same time Chris Murphy said that same thing, senator in Democrat Connecticut. Now Chris Van Hollen, the same senator who sent that very mean, scathing letter, he's saying a real different tune than that letter now, man. I'll tell you what, it is bizarre. I'll get that super chat in one more second. Hold on 1 second, guys, and we are off to the races. Take it away, Senator Chris Van Hollen, Democrat. Maybe, maybe not. Wait for it.
And people who overwhelmingly, it turns out, voted for Gonzalez and against Maduro. This is why many of us called immediately for transparency, for the Maduro government regime to release the results. And there's a reason, Jose, that they hid those results, because we now know, because we've seen results that were released by some of the opposition figures from about 80% of the polling places, that Gonzalez has, won comfortably here. And so this is clearly an effort to deny the will of the people. Maduro lost, right? He is trying to cling on to this claim of legitimacy that he won when all the evidence shows otherwise. So this is why Secretary Blinken did, in my view, the right thing, recognizing the real winner here, Gonzalez. And this is why the United States is now going to use its levers and influence to push for a negotiation, to have a transition to the truly elected leader, Gonzalez. Now, obviously, we know Maduro and his cronies do not want to go quietly into the night, but the United States needs to work with our partners, allies in the region to ratchet up the pressure on behalf.
Yeah, you know what? You know what really ratchets up pressure I found? Come here. 150 planes flying at 100 feet above the surface, going into the city, taking out all opposition, losing 0 aircraft, losing 0 civil or military lives of American nature, taking the objective, in this case Maduro and his wife, in under an hour and a half, evacing while providing reconnaissance and air cover in a stunningly effective operation, literally perfection. I feel like that's pretty effective levers of power. That's weird. It's also very odd and strange that the same guy right there, that's his face, sent this letter, where'd it go? Sent this letter right here. Guys, the videos that we are going to launch in the next few days are going to be phenomenal because they just can't get out in front of their own feet. I mean, like, they're stepping on ladders everywhere you go. Same guy, Senator Chris Van Hollen. Same guy who was all tied up in the Abrego Garcia MS-13 guy getting deported. Same thing. Same thing. Anyway, where'd I go? I lost my place. Man, I lost my place. We were having such a good time. There we go. Super chat from Chance Andrzak. What do Massey and Paul think of this? I don't know. They didn't call me. They've been simping for the cartels for months. It's pathetic. I mean, Chance has got feels. Chance got feels. Mr. Woody says, $2 super chat. Thank you. I appreciate it very much, guys. We are cruising on 4,000 people in this live stream. You guys ate your Wheaties this morning. That's what I'm talking about. I appreciate every single one of you being in here. I hope you're enjoying the show. And we have got yet more. I think it's like 7 more tabs of freedom we got to work through. But you know what? I love me some work. We got to do it. It's for the country, something bigger than ourselves. Let's go. Look at Rachel Maddow. Man, she's mad. She is mad. All right, so let's just analyze what the left is doing. Again, remember, all the Venezuelans are partying in the streets. Like, they're like going nuts. Watch this.
Think about what the United States just did. I think there are very few Americans right now who have any idea why the United States did this. If this was about drug trafficking, then why did President Trump just pardon the former president of Honduras, who was convicted of sending hundreds of tons into the United States? If this was about the illegitimacy of Maduro's election, well, that's something that the U.S. is, decrying any other country policing. We just sanctioned Brazil for having tried to protect itself from a coup by its former president, Jair Bolsonaro. I mean, if it's about gangs, we had the president of El Salvador, who is believed by U.S. law enforcement to be very linked with the notorious gang MS-13, which has caused incredible damage in the hemisphere, including in the United States. He's invited into the Oval Office, and the president says that he's looking forward to sending homegrown Americans to that president's...
Okay. I'm going to translate something out for you. Again, decoding lefty logic and lefty language all day, every day. Decoding the lefty mind virus, I like to say. This is not an articulate talking point. This is not an articulate line of thinking. All it is a line of questioning. They don't have any answers. They don't know the answers. On one hand, they've got a socialist dictator who stole elections and was killing the civilians of the Venezuelan population, which they can't defend. On the other end, Trump did something that they said was impossible to a perfect degree. Well, the military did a perfect degree. And now they don't know how to do about that. So now they're just going with the open questions. You'll notice a lot of people in our population right now, especially on the creator side, is, I'm just asking questions. I'm just asking questions. Yeah, you just ask questions when you got nothing. And that's what you're seeing with Rachel Maddow right now. Is it because of this reason? Is it because of this reason? We have a socialist dictator out of power. We reclaimed a lot of American assets. And there's a whole lot of reasons that it kind of worked out. And he's also an illegitimate president. So, yeah. Anyway, that's just some lefty logic, decoding some lefty mind virus for you guys. We're going to continue because we have a due diligence to finish all these things. This guy, this is a lefty. Again, I'm telling you, the reason you want to pay attention to all these things that we're talking about is to draw the contrast and see the battle lines that are forming. Because the left, they don't know what to do. I just showed you Rachel Maddow, and she's all up in here asking random questions. I showed you Pramila Jayapal, who's saying it's unconstitutional. Laughable. Greg Cesar. Laughable. All these things are laughable. And then they just get the emotional spill out. Watch this. This is, I think his name is Greg Moulton? Seth Moulton. Seth Moulton, this guy's from Massachusetts. He wants to be a Massachusetts senator. Watch this. CNN. No. Come on. I believe in you. I believe in you. If I can't do that.
I mean, is anyone going to just stop for a second and be honest? This is insane. What the hell are we doing?
Nah, you get the idea. You get the gist. We're going to stop for a second and say, what the hell are we doing? Yeah, I mean, obviously the Venezuelans kind of dig it. Just saying. And the GOP, I don't know what they've been doing. I don't know they've been eating their Wheaties. So is the White House. Their meme game is going through the roof. Guys, we're almost at 4,000 viewers in this live stream. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. We are going through the roof on this. All right. GOP. Protecting Americans, go straight. Protecting narco-terrorists, take a right. Democrats, cutting a donut off the exit ramp. The GOP is getting good at it. The White House is getting good at it. I'm freaking loving the meme game that is coming out on the internet. All right, one more break, and now we're going to wind this down. We brought our energy up. I've managed to keep it at 42 minutes. We might just get this done in 45. I'm going to be honest with you guys. We are wrapping this bad boy up with some strength here. All right, refilled that drink. I hope you were ready. Oh, my God, look. Yeah. The peaceful Venezuelan military just running over people and protesters and celebratory people again. Watch it. I just, oh man, come on, X. I believe in you. I believe in you. You know what? Just trust me, they're doing it. I don't think X is going to let me do it. Man, X, I've overwhelmed the X servers. I'm not going to push this button because I think it's going to happen again. I'm going to give you a recap on this one. It turns out there's another No Kings rally in Orlando, Florida. They're railing against President Trump's Venezuelan strikes and Maduro capture. One of them even has a No Kings side, while they are openly defending a socialist dictator. You can't make this stuff up. They're broken. Anyway, let's keep on going. Let's keep on going. Got one more for you. Let's see. I hope that she works. If this works, I'll be really excited, but X is having an aneurysm. Hold on. Nope. Guess I'm about to do another video with that one. Basically, it's a Venezuelan saying, hey, liberals, stop being stupid. All right. That's effectively what that video is. But listen, I got another super chat I got to get to. You guys can, of course, follow me on X at Braden LOA. I'd love to have you over there. Super chat. Hold on. I got to make sure I don't skip any of them. Mr. Wood with a $2 super chat, an additional one, says they are going to say this is an illegal action. It is possible. I don't know. It is completely possible. Hold on. Got another super chat. Super chat from frickin' Brian for $10. The left has no idea how to give Trump any sort of victory. Absolutely true. Stunning analysis. Frickin' Brian. They would rather break their backs by contorting into a grasshopper than admit that Trump did something to help an entire country. I'm going to steal that phrase. They'd rather break their backs by contorting into a grasshopper than admit Trump did something to help the entire country. That's almost as good as being as nervous as a long-tailed cat in a room full of rocking chairs. I like that one because I'm Southern and I'm very Southern is in my blood. But that's really good. Rather break their backs by contorting into a grasshopper. That's really good. Hat tip to you, frickin' Brian. Well done. Listen, y'all. Someone said, I've been sharing your X post all day. Keep up the great work, my brother. I appreciate each and every one of you for your sharing, for your tutelage, for your paying attention to my live streams, and hopefully I've made them all make sense in a pretty little bow for you to send out either the entire thing or beautiful little clips that you can make and share on your own. I hope you enjoyed this live stream. I love each and every one of you, just the right amount that makes you feel comfortable. Hopefully you were not only entertained, but also informed a little bit. And I will see you on the next one. We do 3 videos a day, usually culminating with a live and definitely a short to start off your morning with your coffee. And I will see you on the next one.